Danny H on bass, Eva G on guitar, Jason J on drums. My name is Brian T, and we gonna rock. Let's go! Can't keep my hands to myself. I think I'm just done. I'll put them back up on the shelf. And kiss my little baby girl is in me. Well, am I coming out left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me feel it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Got another mouth to feed. Lady with the babysitter, mama called the grave digger. She's gone with the fallen leaves. Well, am I coming out left field? Oh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. How'd you feel? But you feel it still. Oh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me feel it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. We can find a war for peace. Giving to my crazy living, goodbye to my hopes and dreams. Start tripping on my enemies, and we can wait until the walls come down. It's time to give a little to the kids in the middle, but oh, until it falls, won't bother me. Wait, baby, is it coming? 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 Is it coming back? Come on, even show 'em what you got, girl. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. Yeah, your love is an abyss for my heart to eclipse now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Oh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Oh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me feel it like it's 1986 now. Might be alright now, but I feel it still. How'd you feel? But I feel it still. Yeah, yeah. Alright, this next song was appropriate for 2020 when everything got shut down and no one could pay their mortgage, no one had a job. Hey, girl. Yeah, that's you. You gotta get that money right. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Running now, running so smoothly, we'll never slow down. And been thinking now, thinking down on one knee. It's time to say it out loud. When you love so good, wanna give you every hour. And if you said you could. get your money right. Love me right, love me right. If you don't get your money, love me right, love me right. If you don't get your money right, love me right, love me right. If you don't get your, come on, girl. If you gon' get your money, love me right. Hey girl, love me right. Yeah, you better get that money right, you know. And your love so good, wanna give you every hour. And if you said you could, I would give you all the power. Would you pay my rent? Get your love was spent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pay my rent. Would you, how can you love me right? Love me right. Get your money right, yeah. Get your money. Get your money right now. Would you pay my rent? I don't think so.
All right. Hey, guys. Brian, Eva,
Hello.
Denny, Jason. Thank you guys for playing. Here on season 1, episode 1 of Rock the House. Might be the last show. This might be our last show. So I know Brian from The Link met you when we started the show there, and Brian did an excellent job for us with the Jetset Club. And Eva, of course, was a cast member of the permanent show. And you guys are just meeting today. So far, it looks like a good job. So basically what we're trying to do today with this whole thing is not so much raise awareness anymore for the entertainment industry that was obviously decimated by the pandemic, but to kind of reach out and see what our friends are doing and how they've managed to make it through this whole thing, you know. So what's been your experience out there?
Well, I think I could probably speak for everybody here that, you know, it was a shock, like, you know, to all of a sudden not be able to do what we like to do. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think each and every one of us did our own thing. Some went to work and did other things like Colin, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't do much other than smoked a lot of weed.
Uh-oh.
Drank, played Mexican Train, watched a lot of TV, worked out. But then I started like, I got to do something. And so I started to do, since we couldn't get together like this, virtual videos. And I reached out, I think you, I reached out to you.
Absolutely, yes.
And you were the first one that I did. And I reached out to different bass players and guitar players and drummers and vocalists and whatever. I started putting these songs together that I wanted to sing. And I bought some editing software, video editing software, learned how to do it, and got everything from everybody and put it together. And that's kind of what I did. I did like 13 videos.
Yeah, you did a bunch. I know you used Skip and a couple of the guys and Jen from the show. You used on some of your videos too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where we were asked to do some of the streaming things, you know, everybody obviously was going in that direction. And for us, you know, we weren't that motivated with it because we saw that it was going to have a finite life. You know, at some point, this was going to open back up. And we didn't really want to diversify that much. You know, we didn't want to invest in the equipment or any of that because it was really expensive, you know, to do the full-on streaming things. And you're competing with anybody with a phone and a laptop, you know, so they can do it themselves. I mean, there's really not a need for anything more, you know, for this basic stuff. I mean, there was the corporate market, but even that, I know some people with sound companies, production companies that got into that, and it just didn't really jump off, you know, that big for them. And now, you know, as things are starting to open up, you know, some of those things are kind of dying off. You know, I see that some things are coming back, you know, people are going back to work, you know, a little bit. I know a lot of the B-level concerts and the midline stuff has kind of been postponed again. I know there were some places that had a calendar already from May to December, and all those things were just put off, So it's been very difficult. And of course, within our cast, I mean, we had 30 something people in the cast, and a lot of them were affected. So the government money and the red tape of getting that money made it really difficult, So a lot of guys found themselves, doing some day jobs and other things that they were doing. But it seems like everybody, for the most part, is managing, pretty well. I know, Eva, you had gone to real estate again, right?
Yes. So my last gig was March 15th last year.
It was us.
When we
14th
got
was ours.
shut down. And it's been really sad. And I have friends worldwide that I've been communicating with, and it's worldwide. Everybody. Big concerts, texts, everybody has been affected. It's just been really difficult. And honestly, really difficult mentally, because music is so uplifting and it helps me so much just with my everyday life. So it's just not playing. This is the longest I haven't played live in years since I started this music career. But what else I've been doing? So I switched gears into real estate. So this gave me a chance to I've had my real estate license for many years, but it gave me a chance to let me go at it full time. Since let me learn something new, let's go for it full time. So I did dive into real estate with my license, and I joined the real estate guy team here in Las Vegas. And that market it's pretty difficult too right now.
It's big right now.
It's surprising how many homes are being sold right now.
And built this whole place. None of that was there yesterday.
Right. It's unbelievable. The homes are selling like hotcakes. I don't even know where these people are coming from, but there's literally 10 offers. The house goes on the market, there's 10 offers on a house. And the same with the rentals. It's been really difficult, and difficult for a lot of musician friends, because the owners are selling the homes and people have to move. So I've helped our musician cast members find new homes. And they had no choice. So thankfully, because I work with the real estate guy in the big company, I was able to find them homes to move into, but it's been really difficult. But other than that, I've been working also on art projects that I haven't gotten to, and working on my guitar skills at home and things like that. So it gave me time.
You were doing that interactive show though, right? That real cool one?
Oh, yeah. So I did get asked to do a COVID-safe show in November, which was really awesome. It was a Dragoni show and Velvet Crane. So I was asked to be a part of that. It was 2 shows, COVID-safe shows with tables 6 feet apart. And that was a lifesaver, just to be able to play after so many months.
That looked really cool. We saw the images that you had posted.
It was amazing. I met so many great people, and everybody. I mean, the cast was, I think, 100 people. There was a lot of people. And everybody was affected. Everybody was out of work, and everybody had a story. And this is more the Cirque du Soleil people shows and things. And just, it was interesting to hear everybody's story. We all had a story, but we came together. It was just a free show, free couple shows. And we all came together, donated our time for this, and it was just really felt so good to play again. I can't even say.
We were just talking about that yesterday when we were just kind of setting up. We were in the 10th, 11th hour and still saying, we missed this.
Oh, God. You walk in, like when I walked in and I saw all the other entertainers and people like me, I felt home. It was just like here when we walked in and started playing again after so many months. It just feels so good. And I've missed all my music family so much. It's awesome.
Yeah, and that was part of what we were trying to do here too. We were trying to come up with an excuse, to try to get together, but we had to play it safe. And there are people that are still can get sick, so you don't want to be the conduit to any of that, and you try to play it as safe as you can. But at the same time, like you were saying, it's a thing about your sanity. You
have to live your life.
Something. Well, sure, but it can't be at the expense of someone else.
Exactly.
So we're conscious, very conscious of that.
Right.
And more so than that, we were trying to reach out again and just kind of see how the people that we knew were doing, in all of this. And when we first talked about this, we had talked about it a little while ago now, and we finally just said, let's just do one. Or
I love it. Great idea. I love it.
I think so.
Yeah.
It should be fun, and we have some other people lined up that are ready to go. And it doesn't seem to be any shortage or no shortage of anybody that wants to give it a shot anyway. So we'll see. We're cutting the trail here.
Love it. Go for it. It's
and we were the
awesome.
first.
Yeah, we're the first. That's
Maybe
great.
the
I love
last.
it.
You might have shut it down.
No, it's a wonderful idea. I love it.
Yeah. So, Denny, I'm just meeting you today. Are you from Vegas, or you been here?
No, I'm from Miami originally.
You just getting to town? Or?
Well, I've been here. Like, I was based out of Nashville and I was on tour.
Okay.
And I moved here shortly before the pandemic hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Yeah, we
I got-
connected in 2019. He helped me
Yeah.
perform
We
together
played for
on New Year's Eve.
He was on
2000
one of your videos, right?
Valentine's
Was
Day.
he on
Yeah.
one of your? Oh,
on
okay.
Valentine's Day. She was,
And
yeah.
there's some of the online videos, the remote videos.
yeah.
a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just been tough.
He plays guitar too.
Oh, okay.
Not as, I mean, primarily a bassist, but yeah. No, I've just been trying to network with as many musicians, but it's been so difficult because of the
show.
obviously, yeah. It's been tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, got to meet a couple of new people today.
Yeah,
Well,
no, you'll
so-
see that it's a pretty tight knit family, and as long as you can show up on time, you'll work. I mean, there's a really good bunch of people here in town, and that was another thing that we learned from doing the Extreme Live show. I will admit, in the beginning, when we knew we were going to have a cast of 30-something people, I'm going, oh.
It's a lot.
We've been in bands, where you got 4 or 5, and there's always one. There's always. So I'm going, okay, well, if there's 1 and 5, so there's going to be at least 6. But I tell you what, that was a real eye-opening thing for me and Sonia. The thing that we actually enjoyed the most about it was the cast. And we just got so lucky because everybody was just normal and cool. And it turned into such this family thing that we just loved it. And it turned out to be the best.
It was
the
awesome.
Best part of the whole
Everybody.
thing. And now what we miss about it is not so much doing the show anymore, but was to put that many people to work. That was really a satisfying thing.
Yeah.
For us more than we had ever realized. That and that's kind of why we're pushing again. For this thing to happen again. But in the scale that it was, not the watered down version. So we're holding out, and I know that's going to cost us a little bit of time. It's going to be a little bit longer to get that kind of production back together, but we're kind of willing to hold out because, one, I don't want to pay anybody any less than they were making. I think they should be making more, and I would just almost rather not do it, if we can't do it back at that level. I want to have everybody back, not just, the combo or anything like that. So that's what we're working toward. And I'm very optimistic about that in the future. I think people are yearning for the interaction and to be standing shoulder to shoulder and to be going nutty and everything that the model of Extreme Life, was about, and again, it was the cast. And once you guys started to develop your own and come into it, that's really when it took off, for us. And we loved it,
Oh, it was a great show.
Oh, it was just a lot
so
of
much,
fun.
so much fun.
So Jason, same thing, just meeting you today. What's your deal?
Oh, not a lot. I just glad to hear that there was a pandemic. I just thought I couldn't find work for a year.
Did you come in? Were you in Vegas already?
Yeah. I've been in Vegas for 15 years or so.
Okay, so you probably worked with some of the same people at some point.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's for Vegas being a big city. It's also a small town, as far as like the musicians. But then again, it's still a big city. Like Brian and I talk. Oh, do you know this person? No, I don't. No, you know this person? But then you run. It's just different circles. That everyone kind of knows each other. There's probably 2 degrees of separation between any musician in Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, I found him through John.
Oh yeah.
Because he teaches, and they used to teach together at Sam Ash.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And that's kind of when I, decided to go in a different direction with the drummer that we had previously. I'm just like, trying to find musicians in this town, even though there's a lot of them, it's still very hard.
Yeah, well, it always comes down to who's working, and how much, are you working?
Timing.
This is a town. of the musicians who that's what they do. You know, I mean, I came from LA. I've been here since '98, so I've been here a long time. You know, by now, and that was not anything that I had really experienced in LA. You know, the cover band thing so much, or the lounges or any of that stuff. It was really new to me. I'd never played in a cover band until 2010. Period. You know, I started playing here because when I came in '98, I wasn't really playing drums. I was kind of retired. I had built a studio here, and that's what I was doing at the time. But I saw that these guys were different. You know, they're people that work. That's what their livelihood comes from. And, you know, if you're working, you got them. And if you're not working, they're looking for work elsewhere. You know?
And it's quick.
And it's very fast. You know, they with enough bands and so many venues at the time when we came, there was no shortage. You know, I think we caught the tail end or the beginning, whatever you want to call it, of 6-nighters and every single room doing double shift. And, you know, every single casino. And, you know, after the 2008 thing, it just never really recovered. And I fear that this one's going to be harder to recover from. But I also think this pandemic is pushing a hard reset on this industry, too, that it needed for a long time. So I think the short term is going to be very, very hard just because there are so many musicians and so many bands vying for few rooms. But I also think that it's going to be better. You know, I think it's going to turn around and just be a lot stronger. You know, maybe run a little bit more smartly. You know, I don't know.
Well, the competition is definitely going to be tough.
Absolutely.
Because right now, I even see it right now. Some of the people that are actually getting back to work, you have so many of us. Hey, we're ready to go, and the agents are like, "Well, I only got this place, and this place,
Yeah.
and you feel like there's just." Yeah. That's what I see happening.
Yeah, and the casinos have learned that they can function with less entertainment and pay even less money. You know, I know some places that came back paying a third. You know, paying a third of what they were paying before, which was already terrible.
We talked about this. You know.
Yeah. So you running into some of that already?
Well, Brian talked to me. He goes, "Yeah, this guy called me for this gig, but it didn't pay enough." Then my phone,
Eva, you know Eva.
Oh yeah, we had a gig. Yeah.
Then my phone rang with somebody else. They're like, "Hey, I got this." It was the same gig. I took it just because, you know, I mean, I have standards. They're not very high, but you got to set them somewhere. But at this point, I just needed to play.
Yeah,
you know. So I was like, sure.
Yeah. And I think that's the consensus in the industry among the musicians that haven't been working, but you don't want to sell yourself short either, and
exactly.
you don't want to be the one setting that precedent.
That's right.
But it's going to happen. Yeah. You know, I mean,
I can't repeat what she told me when I gave her the
details.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
She's not as innocent as you think she is.
Yeah, so you know, we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm like I say, I'm still pretty optimistic. Although I think this year's another throwaway year, just in general, at least for our business. You know, which is fine. You know, I'm willing to invest that if we can come back, you know, a little bit stronger. But have you guys done some road stuff or before the pandemic? Were you road dogging anywhere?
I went out to Nashville. I played a show for 4th of July during the pandemic, but it was safe. It was outdoors. Everybody was separated. But it was a cool show. Other than that, though, not really.
How was the turnout?
It was Nashville kind of never shut down.
Oh, okay.
You know, in a way, like Broadway has always, like the entire time has been busy, and they were the owners were fighting to keep it open, and they just didn't want to, you know, follow protocol, but they're doing well. I mean, they're still playing. A lot of my buddies out of Nashville are traveling and doing a bunch of stuff. So it's almost like it never happened, kind of.
Well, Nashville was pretty tough anyway. It seemed like most of those guys are out there waiting to get on the bus, and anything in town was not paying that much anyway. So it was always a tough market, you know, there in Nashville. But
hopefully it comes back soon for this side.
Yeah. No, the road things are cool. I mean, like I said, when I first started playing in 2010 cover bands, we were traveling a lot. There was still a lot of that market, you know, happening. But I wanted to do something a little bit different, and that was around the time that we first started the concept for the Extreme Live show was in 2010, and it took 10 years to get it to come to fruition.
I remember when Eva and I did our first traveling show in Laughlin.
Oh yeah,
Oh, Laughlin.
We were so excited.
I actually really loved it.
No, we did good old Gold Diggers at the Golden Nugget.
Those were some of my favorite times. So
It was a cool.
yeah, when we started he called me for Jetset Club, just the two of us,
okay.
and we had so many great shows. It was out of town, but I
Two and a
loved
half
it.
years we spent
Yeah.
together. Then she told me about this show. She's leaving. She goes, "I'm leaving you to do this show. To do this show." Denny."
It's not you, it's me.
And she's, it's called Extreme Live. And I'm like, okay, gotta do what you gotta do. But then she's the one that connected me.
Yeah,
Yes,
that connected you
she did.
guys.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So it's like a really nice.
And
little
there might be an opportunity where we
Yeah.
could get back together and to do the duo thing.
Right.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
wants
you
to
had
do
sub
too.
for Justin. I think that was one of the first times that
I
we
love
had
the
met.
duo. It was great. It's easy. We both are insanely crazy about music. We're like the same. So you didn't have to tell us anything. We're like, where's the show? We're there.
Yeah. Okay, Laughlin, you guys brought it up, so I have to tell this story. And then we'll wrap it up, right? Okay. Laughlin. I won't mention the venue just in case. Okay. So we used to go there every month, a couple months, and there was this guy. This is one of my favorite stories. Road stories. And he was always there when we were playing. So after a few times we had been there, we befriended this guy. And, I'm talking to him one day on a break, and he goes, "Yeah, man, I really like you guys," and he's talking to me. He goes, "You're doing some really cool stuff." And I said, "Oh, are you a drummer?" Because I kind of noticed he was watching the drummer all the time, whenever we were there. And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "But I don't really play anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. What happened?" He goes, "Well," he goes, "I smashed my foot really bad, and I never was able to really use it. It was my right foot. It was the bass drum foot, and he goes, I couldn't really play anymore, so I just kind of gave it up." And I go, "Okay, oh, well, what happened?" I'm thinking car accident, something like that. And he goes, "No." He goes, "I was." This is great. He goes, "I was walking down the street." He goes, "And I got to this corner," and he goes, "And there was this little midget in a yellow raincoat, and he wouldn't let me cross the street." And I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "This little dude, this little midget had his arms out and the yellow, and he would not let me cross the street." And he goes, I go, "Dude," he's all, "Move, man." He goes, "I gotta cross the street." And he goes, and he wouldn't move. He goes, so I turned around, and he goes, and I kicked that dude as hard as I could. So sure enough, it's a fire hydrant, and he shattered his foot. And he couldn't.
Must have been a tough little dude if it wasn't a fire hydrant.
I love that story. I couldn't stop laughing after he told me that. It was so ridiculous, because as soon as he said, I saw this little midget in a yellow raincoat, I knew exactly what he was talking about. And then, of course, he roundhouse kicked this thing and shattered his foot. But so I missed the road. I think I could do without the playing part. I love the stories and the people that we met out there.
Yeah, because everything's pretend when you're on the road. It's not real life. I've gotten a couple of good gigs from drummers breaking their foot and just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Was it midgets? Were they midgets?
No. One of my buddies was he worked construction. This was years ago. Like, I think I was like 19, and he worked construction. And this guy, driving with him, he loved the ladies. He'd just drive. Oh, look at her! Like, eyes never on the road. And he was doing some construction by a college campus with a jackhammer, folded a steel toe on his. I was like, I'll do the gig, So I got that gig just right before the shutdown. I was in Arizona with this band I was working with, and the singer plays in a country band, and she's on the phone. She's like, "Oh, really? Is it bad?" She hangs up and she goes, "Oh, the drummer of my country band broke his foot." And I was like, "I'll do the gig." I got the entire rodeo. They were gigging so much during the rodeo. I really felt bad for the drummer, because I I got like 19 gigs in
Oh,
like
geez.
a month. Like we did 9 nights in a row here in town.
So I have an AC/DC tribute band, but there's also an AC/DC tribute band in LA. So mine is Thigh Voltage here in Vegas, and the one in LA is Thunderstruck. So the story, and I started my music career in LA. And I actually played with these girls like years ago in LA, and I haven't seen them in years. And all of a sudden, I get a Facebook message, hey, we need a guitar player we're doing a COVID safe show. And it was outside somewhere, I don't even know, I can't remember the town, somewhere out there in like a big field, and it was a drive-in show. So I said, oh, what the hell, I think it should be okay. So my husband and I drove over there, but the only way to get there was through these crazy mountains, so that was kind of scary. There was nobody on the road, and no self-service to get there, but whatever, it was good, I got there. But the story with the girls is I played in a band called Fair Game with this guy, Ron Keel, in LA. So after so many years, we connected. It was a really great show. We played in the field. And because we played a lot of the same AC/DC songs, it was just an easy fit.
Go.
So actually, it was just a really nice break from all the COVID stuff.
How soon into the pandemic?
This was in August.
Okay.
So kind of the height of it. But, I figure we'll be in the car, and then we had separate hotel rooms and everything. So it was totally fine. A great show, really great break. It was nice to play.
It was way outside the 3-week flatten the curve shutdown.
Yeah, and it was a drive-in. Everybody drove in and watched the show. It was amazing. It was outside. It was great.
They had done a couple here in Vegas. I know that they had started to at the old drive-in theater, but I don't think they had a very good response, and I think they ended up canceling the second show because of it. It was either the second or third, but it didn't seem to have.
Well, you
legs
remember,
here.
your castmate Justin. He did his thing with their show. They did pretty good though.
Yeah, they did.
Of course, it wasn't a music show, but it was kind of like
This drag show, right?
the drag show, but it was more variety, I guess.
Right.
But he said they did really, really well.
Yeah, no, I think that production that he's in does really well, and I know that they were doing some stuff. I think he did some other stuff out of town too,
Yeah.
as well as here in town.
But getting back to the story about going to, she's originally from Detroit, so she's a rock and roll girl. She doesn't look like it, but she's
Oh yeah,
she's one of these.
Well, I was in LA.
That's exactly what she looks like.
I was in LA playing in my rock band with Ron Keel's Fair Game. If you look up Ron Keel, he's one of the 80s. He's had some successes in the 80s, a few hit songs.
Awesome.
So yeah, I was a rocker.
Still is.
Yeah.
You were
I love my dance.
You were
music
talking
now.
about how when it first hit, and this is one of the things that happened to me. I know that mentally I'm fine, but after some time, your mind starts, because you're not doing it. You don't have that routine. Got to do this or work out, whatever. There's only so much you can do. And there were days when, I have a pool, so I'd be out, because it was in the middle of the summer. Man, I'd be up floating, drinking, music on. At the time, I was still with my ex-girlfriend. I spent the lockdown with her because she didn't want to be by herself, and I was just moved to another place, and I didn't want to be by myself. So, but it would get to the point where you'd be like, what day is it today? That's kind of how it was at the first month or two of that lockdown. And then, the wall, you feel the walls coming down on you, going, what am I going to do? Where are we going? What's going on? You just get that dream like where you're running and you're in mud up to your waist and you can't move. Yeah. And I'm fine up here, but I can only imagine what people that had issues going on, what it did. And I was losing track of time and days.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah, no, there was some people that we know, or that I know personally, that got hit pretty hard, and just like you said, I think it's more the mental, than anything else. I mean, of course, there's the financial, and that's
the
that's,
financial's
that's
a
an
huge. I
instant,
mean, that's
an instant issue.
Feel-
but
lessons learned about financial.
for us with not real jobs. It's the part of not being able to play and not do what you do that just kind of weighed on you a lot more heavily. It seemed. And like I said, for the most part, most of our people seem to have been okay. But I do know people that have had some extreme, situations that I don't know how they're going to recover. And even now, it's not like it's bounced back and everybody's running full bore.
A lot of musicians left town too.
They did,
that's true.
and there's nowhere to go. If you want to play, it's not like it dried up in Vegas, but you can run to Nashville or LA or anything and pick it up. It's everywhere, it's
everywhere. It's
worldwide.
planted, yeah.
It's worldwide. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, we'll wrap it up, man. I just want to say it was great to meet you guys.
Nice
I'm
to meet
hoping
you.
We'll see you out there some more, and of course, best of luck to all of us. And hopefully,
you.
we'll be back at it. And thanks again for doing the
Oh man,
the launching.
it was
of,
awesome.
We love it.
It was
It's a
awesome.
great
Like I said,
idea.
I just want to say, Ren, thank you so much, man,
Ren.
dude. It's so awesome getting back with you. And Sonia,
Sonya back there.
hi. But yeah, thank you, Johnny. We do appreciate it.
Absolutely
great.
awesome, guys.
Love
Thank
it.
you so much. We'll see you out there.
It's a classic song by a classic band. Hope you enjoy it. Rocking this house today, Sunday. Ho! Sometimes I feel the fear of the uncertainty stinking clear. Then I can't help but ask myself how long I'll live in fear. Take the wheel and steer. It's driven me before, and it seems to have a vague, haunting man's appeal. Lately, I'm beginning to find that I should be the one behind the wheel. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. And if I decide to waver my chance to be one of the high, will I choose the water or wine? Hold my own ride. It's driven me before, and it seems to be the way that everyone else gets around. But lately, I'm beginning to find it when I drive myself, my light is found. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. Come on, get down. Would you choose the water over wine? Haul the wheel and ride. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. Da-da-da, 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 Incubus on this special Sunday. All right, this next one goes out to all those ladies that might be checking us out. Don't wanna know, no, no, no. Who's taking you home, 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 and loving you so, 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 so. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know, no, no, no. Who's taking you home, 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 and loving you so, 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 so. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know. I'm wasted. And the more I drink, the more I think about you. Oh, no, no, I can't take it. Baby, everywhere I go, remind me of ya. Do you think of me where we used to be? Is it better now that I'm not around? My friends all acting strange. They don't bring up your name. Are you happy now? Are you happy now? Don't wanna know, no, no, no. Taking you home, 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 and loving you so, 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 so. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know, no, no, no. Taking you home, 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 and loving you so, 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 so. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know. And every time I go out, yeah, I hear it from this one, hear it from that one, that you got someone new, yeah. Well, I see but don't believe it. Well, maybe in my head, you're still in my bed, maybe I'm just a fool. Do you think of me, what we used to be, what we used to be? Well, that I'm not around, yeah. Yeah. Don't wanna know, no, no. Taking you home, 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 and loving you so, so, so. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know, no, no. Taking you home, 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 and loving you so, so, so. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know. No more please stop, no more hashtag booed up screenshots, no more trying to make me jealous on your birthday. You know just how you make me feel on your birthday. Ooh, do we do you like that? Do you like that? Do we throw it down for you, push you, pull you like that? Matter of fact, never mind, we gonna let the past be. He's right now, put your body. Don't wanna know who's taking you home and loving you so. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know, no, no, no. Taking you home, 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 and loving you so, 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 so. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know who's taking you home and loving you so. The way I used to love you, you, you. The way I used to love you, oh, don't wanna know. Thank you so much, Johnny and everybody. Ren, rock the house, guys. Thank you so much. We are Jetset Club. Yeah.